Hey, Coach, it's Jody Dilling with Cardinal Authority. What has camp been like for you and the adjustment? Coming in as the new guy on staff, you get your spring cut short, and now fall camp. What's it been like for you and how you've adjusted with the staff?
Well, it's been great. When you're surrounded around a great group of men and players, and with a great culture, the transition has been seamless. So it's been a great transition. It's been exciting. We've been going out to work each and every day, attacking each day, and just trying to get better in preparation for our first football game. So camp's been well. The transition's been smooth, and everything's been going well.
Hey, Derek, Cameron with the Courier-Journal. You came in with a pretty good inside linebacking core. Just kind of what have you seen from those guys, and specifically with CJ and Dorian? How much have they stepped up as leaders, not only of the linebackers but the whole defense?
Well, they've led by example mostly. When you're a linebacker, you're a leader of the defense, and we got to say defense wins championships, so you're gonna lead the football team, and so they've done a good job of that. They're very experienced. They played a lot of football around here. So, they know what to do. They're smart. They're intelligent. They're in the right spots. I think they attack this, this situation that we're in, with the quarantine and the COVID and all the unknowns. I think they attacked it like professionals. And, they've done everything we've asked them to do. So, they got a bright future ahead of them, and I'm looking forward to watching them play here, when we get going September 12th. So, I'm very excited about them. They've done a great job so far.
Coach, this is Gary Graves from the AP. Have you –
Go ahead, Gary.
No, go ahead. Oh, no, you go ahead, Cameron.
Okay. Derek, I was on the guys behind CJ and Dorian. Kind of who has kind of stood out to you as they kind of battle for position on that depth chart?
Well, guys is Monty Montgomery's been around here for a little bit. He's played some situations last year, particularly on third down, and he's done a great job of that. Being one of the sack leaders on our team last year. So he's a guy that's had a solid camp. Still looking for him to be more consistent. And just be that other bell cow at that position. There's been a lot of bright spots, a lot of good things I've seen out of Alan Smith and Dorian Jones and KJ Cloyd. He just got here, and he has shown us some pretty good stuff the first week. Since he's been here, and showed some flashes. So we got a bright young group of players, like Alan and Dorian and KJ. And they've gotten better each and every day. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but they still got to have that urgency. And when they're on that football field, they're a first teamer. And so I think their mindset has changed over the last few weeks since we started camp and actually got to the thick of things. And I've been pleased thus far, but we got to continue to get better and be finite and detailed and be meticulous at everything we do, and they have. And so I'm excited about their future, and just looking forward to, again, watching them get better each and every day.
Coach, this is Gary Graves from the AP. Along that line, what kind of versatility does that give you in describing the talents of these guys?
Well, they're all a little bit different. Dorian Etheridge and CJ are both older guys. They're experienced. Dorian Etheridge is more your traditional Mike linebacker. CJ is a converted safety, and he was a safety out of high school. So he gives you that coverage ability, but he has natural linebacker instincts. Alan Smith is a long kid that can run. Dorian Jones is more of your inside guy thumper. KJ Cloyd is a physical specimen. He can run. He can hit. He does some good things naturally, rushing the passer. And then you got a guy like Monty Montgomery, who's, jack of all trades, who can really, really come off the edge and rush the passer, who's very athletic and ultra talented. And, if we just continue to be detailed and be finite and meticulous and continue to get better each and every day, I think we're going to be pretty good at this position. And I'm looking forward to just watching them and continue to watch them grow and learn and become who they're able to be, become the players that they can be. And so, like I said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Everybody's a little bit different, and that's the beauty part of it right now.
Coach, this is Matt McAdams from Sports Illustrated. How has KJ Cloyd looked since he's arrived on campus? Has he adjusted to the new system well?
Well, like any guy, coming from, high school or junior college to a complex multiple scheme, there's going to be some transition. Things are all over the place. Things are happening fast. Sometimes your head is spinning a little bit. But one thing KJ has done, he's been very mature. He's approached it like a pro. And he has learned at a fast pace. He's shown, like I said, flashes of what he can be and his potential. The biggest thing about guys like KJ just coming in here is, obviously being available, staying healthy, and just being consistent. That's for any newcomer. When you're coming in, you got to be available. You have to be consistent, and you got to learn fast. There's the veterans or guys that've been around. They're ahead of the curve. They're ahead of you. So in order to gain that ground and catch up to them, you got to have that sense of urgency to learn, to prepare, to calculate at a faster pace than they're doing. And so that takes a little bit more preparation, a little bit more film study, asking more questions, making sure you understand the concepts and the techniques. And so he's done that. He's going to be a bright spot. He has a bright future, and I'm thrilled to be coaching him. I really am. Glad we got him here.
One more for Coach, and we'll wrap up here.
Derek Hayes, Jody again. Brian had talked about Monty, and you mentioned the versatility, and did a lot of things with him last year. Is he a guy that can play both of the positions for you? And do you anticipate kind of moving him around, I guess, so to speak, a little bit throughout the year?
He can. He can. There's multiple, guys, Dorian, CJ, Monty, even Dorian Jones, that we have cross-trained, that we have, moved around from Mike to Will to Mike. Monty, he rushes the passer on, obvious passing situations when we go into some of our packages. And so when you have, those different skill sets and players that can do a lot of different things, you get excited as a defensive coach, because now you can move puzzle pieces around to affect the game, to give, the offensive coordinator a little bit of salt to think about. And so that's the beautiful part about being with this group, is a lot of guys that can do a variety of different things. They can cover backs and tight ends. They can go and get after the passer and rush the quarterback. And then they can be that linebacker, your traditional 3-4-4-3 linebacker, and triangle key read and play ball inside the box. And so Monty is able to do that with all of them, not just him, just being more consistent, and we will. And like I said, our future's bright at that position because of the skill set and the ability that we do have. And so I'm excited. Got to continue to get better each and every day, and gear up and get ready for September 12th.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome. No problem. Thanks for having me.
Last night. He just came out the dark room, Coach. All right, man. Please, yeah. What?
All right, we'll shift gears now, and we'll open things up for Louisville linebacker Dorian Etheridge.
Hey, Dorian, Cameron from Courier Journal. I'm curious, just how much improvement have you seen from this defense? From obviously you had a pretty good Music City Bowl, and then you the spring and the summer. How much has this defense really improved and grown since that time?
Tremendously. I mean, guys just have been able to go out there and just play with confidence because, this is our second year with Coach Brown, and we just been able to, you can play a lot faster and with confidence when you know what you're doing.
Hey, Dorian. It's Jody from CardinalAuthority.com. What did you specifically try to work on in spring and maybe in fall camp? What did you feel like you needed to get better at in the second year in this system?
Definitely playing faster, taking risks. Taking risks, just you got to take risks to make those plays. I just been focusing on becoming more of a playmaker.
As a follow-up, do you think you've gotten there? And do you feel like, is it a big difference if you do feel like you're playing faster right now than maybe you were this time last year?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It's a lot of times where, we'll get the call. Going against an offense like ours, it calls you to think a lot. And one of those things I found out this year is just like, we'll get the call, and I don't have to think as much at all. And it just allows me to just play football, just like it allows me to use some of my raw athleticism.
You and CJ have both played a ton of games, Dorian. What? How can you kind of describe? It seems like you guys know what each other, where you're going to be, and how you're going to do things, and like that. Is it just become that because you've been out there so many games together that you kind of you know each other so well?
Yeah, we've been playing together since freshman year. So it's just one of those things where it's like, as soon as I mess up, I'll instantly know, because he's right there. Like, I know what he has to do. He know what I have to do. We hold each other accountable, and we just learn from each other too.
Dorian, kind of off that, with the experience you and CJ have, you guys are probably the leaders of this defense. How much have you guys talked about just seizing the opportunity you guys have to kind of help turn things around for the defense in your last season?
Yeah, it's just a special thing to be able to play beside the same linebacker for 4 years. And, it's just one of those things where it's just like, it's our last ride. So so like, why would we waste this opportunity? Like, let's just go out there and like just leave it all out there.
Hey, Dorian, this is Matt from Sports Illustrated. Obviously, last spring and fall, you were under inside linebackers coach Dale Jones. How has it been different this spring and this fall under Derek Nicholson?
Coach Nick brings a lot of energy. He's somebody that knows a lot of ball, and for us to be like, considered to be older players and experienced guys, we've learned so much under him just in this short time, really.
Dorian, it's Jody again. What does Monty bring to the table for this defense? He made a lot of key plays last year. How much have you seen him improve, and kind of what does he bring to the defense from what he can do?
Yeah, playmaking ability. He's a guy that any third down against any team, it doesn't matter who we're playing against. Top 10s in the nation, he can be a problem on third down. He's just one of those special athletes that you don't get all the time. You're not around those athletes all the time. You don't play against athletes like that all the time. Once he learns to be just more consistent, it's gonna be hard for us to keep him off the field. Right now, he's one of those guys. He's like a package guy right now. He comes in, and he produces when he does things right. Every time he does things right, he produces. He just has to become more consistent.
You mentioned during the kickoff luncheon that this defense is kind of night and day better than you were this time last year. How much? What is it? Is it just the continuity? Is it a little bit of everything? Why do you think you guys are so much better?
A lot of it is the confidence. A lot of it is the confidence for certain. Coming off of the year we were 2-10, it wasn't. It's hard to have a confidence when you come off of a year like that. Coming off a year like last year with a bowl game win. This is my first time winning a bowl game since I've been in college. You know what I mean? So it's just we have a lot to build off of. We definitely have a lot to build off of. Guys coming back, we'll return 8 starters on defense. So it's a lot of older guys out there with experience, and it's just exciting.
Anything else for Dorian?
Yeah, Dorian, kind of off that, it sounds like there's a lot of optimism for you guys defensively coming into this year. How different is that than maybe what it was last year? And do you think that that helps this group kind of going into the season?
Yeah, we know what's on us. We know what our offense can do. I mean, we know they're a top 25 offense. I mean, we know what they can do. It's just on us right now. So I mean, we taking pride in that. We knowing that we can be the deciding factor of like how our season go. I mean, we didn't have that great of a year last year as far as defensively, but we were learning, and we still finished second on our side in the ACC. So it's just like we continue to improve. We know the sky's the limit.
Dorian, there's one more thing. You're one of the team leaders. You see every day. How scary is it for an opponent to line up against your offense and what you've seen so far in preseason with all the weapons that they have?
I mean, really, you turn on the film and it really speaks for themselves. I mean, we got playmakers at every position and with depth. I mean, it's just one of those things where you can't just key in on one player. I mean, you try to key in on Hawk or Sonny, and then we got Tutu out there. You try to key in on Tutu, we got Dez. I mean, it's weapons all around. I mean, scrambling quarterback. One of the things that is the hardest thing to prepare for for a defense is a scrambling quarterback. So it's just like, I mean, it's literally it's weapon after weapon after weapon.
All right, we'll wrap up on that, Dorian. We appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for being with us. Enjoy your night.